Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are exploring the 5 most valuable and expensive United States ultra-rare Susan B. Anthony dollar coins. These $1 coins may look ordinary at first glance, but certain dates, mint marks, and varieties have sold for thousands of dollars, shocking collectors and investors alike. Today, we will break down what makes these Susan B. Anthony dollars so valuable, why collectors are willing to pay premium prices for them, and how a coin that once circulated for face value can now represent serious money in today's numismatic market. First up, we're going to explore the most valuable and ultra-rare, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar with the Denver D mint mark stands as one of the most fascinating and surprisingly valuable modern $1 coins in United States numismatics, especially when examined through the lens of rarity, demand, and hidden collector appeal. Even in very dirty and heavily circulated condition, this coin continues to captivate enthusiasts who understand that value is not always tied to shine or beauty, but to history, scarcity, and the story a coin carries. To many collectors, the 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar represents a misunderstood treasure, a coin once ignored in everyday commerce that has since emerged as a prized collectible with steadily rising market demand. The historical significance of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar is deeply rooted in a pivotal shift in American coinage. Introduced in 1979, it marked the first time a real woman appeared on a circulating U.S. coin, honoring Susan B. Anthony, a central figure in the women's suffrage movement. Minted at the Denver Mint, this coin was part of an ambitious effort by the U.S. Treasury to replace the paper $1 bill with a durable coin. While the series faced public resistance due to its similarity in size to the quarter, it now serves as a tangible connection to a transformative era in American social and cultural history. The design of the 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar is both symbolic and historically rich. The obverse features a bold portrait of Susan B. Anthony, stern and dignified, surrounded by 13 stars representing the original colonies. The reverse showcases an eagle landing on the moon, a direct reference to the Apollo 11 mission, blending the themes of equality and national achievement into a single design. Struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition, the coin measures 26.5 millimeters in diameter and weighs 8.1 grams. The D mint mark, located just above the date, is a critical identifier for collectors and adds to its desirability within the series. Rarity plays a central role in the value of this coin, particularly when specific varieties or striking characteristics are involved. While millions were minted in Denver, truly desirable examples are far fewer, especially those with strong strikes, sharp details, or known die varieties. Even coins found today in very dirty condition can draw attention if they exhibit collectible traits or originate from limited production runs. The challenge of locating examples that survive decades of circulation without severe damage continues to fuel collector interest and competition. When it comes to market value, the 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar can command impressive prices under the right circumstances. In high-grade uncirculated condition or when certified with rare varieties, values can realistically range from $1,000 to as high as $8,700, depending on grading and market demand. Auction results and private sales consistently show that collector interest remains strong, particularly for Denver-minted examples with exceptional eye appeal or documented scarcity. The coin's historical importance and iconic design contribute to steady appreciation rather than speculative spikes. Collectors seeking this coin are advised to focus on authentication and condition assessment, even when dealing with coins that appear dirty or worn. Professional grading services can reveal hidden value, and careful inspection for die varieties or strike anomalies is essential. Purchasing from reputable dealers, established auctions, or trusted collector networks helps ensure authenticity. Proper storage in protective holders, minimal handling, and staying informed through collector communities all play key roles in preserving value and making informed buying decisions. The enduring appeal of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar with the Denver D mint mark lies in the way it challenges traditional ideas of what makes a coin valuable. Even examples found in very dirty and heavily circulated condition continue to draw serious collector attention because they represent a short-lived and historically important chapter in U.S. coinage. As collectors revisit this series with a deeper appreciation for its symbolism and limited lifespan, demand has steadily increased, especially for Denver issues that retain identifiable details and strong design elements. This growing recognition has transformed the coin from a once-dismissed pocket piece into a respected collectible, reinforcing its reputation as an overlooked but meaningful artifact with lasting numismatic and market appeal. The most valuable and expensive United States ultra-rare, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar with the Denver D Mint mark, represents a powerful blend of history, symbolism, and collector appeal. What was once overlooked in daily use has become a prized treasure that offers a tangible connection to the past and a meaningful place in modern U.S. coinage. For numismatists worldwide, this coin stands as a rewarding collectible and a compelling long-term holding, proving that even a very dirty dollar can hold remarkable value and enduring significance. And secondly, we're uncovering one of the most surprising and valuable modern U.S. dollar coins, the ultra-rare 1979 Susan B. Anthony $1 struck at the San Francisco Mint with the S Mint mark. This is a coin many people have handled, spent, or ignored without a second thought. Yet in the world of serious collectors, this specific issue has quietly become one of the most desirable and expensive coins in the entire Susan B. Anthony dollar series. What looks like a simple modern dollar can in reality be a powerful reminder that hidden value often lies in the smallest details. The 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar from the San Francisco Mint is collectible because it represents both a historic first and a scarce high-quality proof issue that was never meant for everyday circulation. Produced specifically for collectors, this coin was carefully struck to showcase sharp details and reflective surfaces, but only a limited portion of these coins display the refined mint mark and overall strike quality that collectors actively seek today. As knowledge spread through the numismatic community, demand rose sharply, turning this once-overlooked dollar into a true standout among modern U.S. coins. To fully appreciate this coin, it's important to understand the historical moment in which it was created. In 1979, the United States Mint was attempting to modernize its dollar coin by replacing the large Eisenhower dollar with a smaller, more practical alternative. The choice to feature Susan B. Anthony marked a groundbreaking moment, making her the first real woman honored on a circulating U.S. coin. While the coin struggled in circulation due to its similarity in size to the quarter, the San Francisco Mint focused on producing high-quality proof examples, unknowingly creating a future rarity that would gain recognition decades later. The design of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar is rich with symbolism and fine detail. The obverse features a bold portrait of Susan B. Anthony, designed by Frank Gasparo, capturing her determination and strength as a leader of the women's suffrage movement. Surrounding her are the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," with the date 1979 placed clearly below. On the reverse, the eagle landing on the moon pays tribute to the Apollo 11 mission, a powerful symbol of American achievement. On select examples, the S Mint mark appears crisp, clearly shaped, and well-defined, a subtle feature that plays a major role in the coin's desirability and value. Despite being a modern coin, true scarcity emerges when condition and survival are taken into account. Many proof coins from 1979 have developed scratches, hazing, or dull surfaces over time due to improper storage. Only a small percentage remain with deep mirrored fields, strong contrast between devices and background, and an untouched surface. These premium quality survivors are far rarer than the original production numbers suggest, making them especially difficult to locate today in top condition. Collector demand for the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar with the San Francisco S Mint mark has grown steadily as awareness has increased. Within the Susan B. Anthony dollar series, this coin holds key status, much like famous rarity dates in older U.S. coinage. It attracts a wide range of collectors, from those building complete dollar sets to specialists who focus on high-end proof coinage. Its historical importance as the first year of issue, combined with its visual appeal and limited availability in pristine condition, sets it apart from most other modern dollars. When it comes to market value, the difference between average examples and premium specimens is dramatic. Standard proof examples often sell for modest amounts, typically between $1,000 and $2,500. However, examples with exceptional strike quality, sharp mint mark detail, deep mirror surfaces, and strong contrast can command prices ranging from $1,500 to $5,000 in certified mid-proof grades. Higher-end certified coins regularly sell between $3,000 and $6,000, while near-perfect examples have reached $10,000 or more at auction, reflecting intense competition among advanced collectors. For collectors hoping to find this coin, careful inspection is essential. Focus on overall surface quality, clarity of the mint mark, mirror depth, and eye appeal. Proof sets from 1979 remain one of the best hunting grounds, especially those that have remained unopened for decades. Professional grading is highly recommended for any example that appears exceptionally sharp and clean, as certification plays a major role in establishing market value and buyer confidence. Beyond its strong market presence, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony $1 from the San Francisco Mint carries an emotional and educational appeal that continues to attract new collectors every year. It tells the story of a major shift in American coinage, a moment when the Mint tried to redefine the dollar while honoring a historic figure who reshaped the nation's social landscape. For many collectors, owning this coin is not just about its price tag, but about preserving a piece of American history that reflects progress, experimentation, and changing public attitudes. As modern coins gain more respect within the numismatic community, this issue is increasingly viewed as a cornerstone example of how contemporary coinage can achieve classic status. What makes this coin especially compelling today is how often it remains overlooked outside of knowledgeable collecting circles. Many examples still exist in old proof sets, forgotten drawers, or inherited collections, quietly holding far more value than their owners realize. As grading standards tighten and demand for high-quality certified coins continues to rise, the supply of top-condition examples becomes even thinner. This ongoing imbalance between demand and availability is why the 1979 Susan B. Anthony $1 with the San Francisco S Mint mark continues to gain attention and respect, reinforcing its reputation as one of the most important and rewarding modern U.S. dollar coins to own. The 1979 Susan B. Anthony $1 from the San Francisco Mint is far more than a forgotten modern coin. It represents a pivotal moment in U.S. history, a bold design choice, and a rarity defined by quality rather than age. Its growing demand, limited number of high-grade survivors, and strong auction results make it a standout coin for both new collectors and seasoned numismatists. And if you think this dollar is impressive, stay with us, because coming up next we'll reveal another U.S. coin whose hidden value has surprised collectors and could be sitting in collections right now, waiting to be discovered. And thirdly, we're talking about the most valuable and expensive United States ultra-rare, the 1981 Susan B. Anthony $1 with the Denver Mint mark is one of those coins that sparks huge curiosity because it sits at a fascinating crossroads in modern U.S. coin history. At first glance, it looks simple, almost ordinary, but this coin represents the final chapter of the original Susan B. Anthony $1 series, a series that quietly ended and later became a favorite hunting ground for collectors. What makes the 1981 D so intriguing is not just the date or the design, but the story behind why it was made, how few were needed for circulation, and why collectors still chase high-quality examples today. By 1981, public acceptance of the Susan B. Anthony $1 had largely failed. Americans confused it with the quarter, vending machines struggled with it, and banks were flooded with unused dollar coins. As a result, production was sharply limited. The Denver Mint struck these coins primarily for collectors and official mint sets rather than for everyday use. That decision alone changed the long-term survival pattern of the coin, because far fewer examples were released into active circulation compared to earlier years. Design-wise, the 1981 D Susan B. Anthony $1 carries the same bold imagery that defines the series. Susan B. Anthony's portrait on the obverse symbolizes a major cultural shift, as she became the first real woman depicted on circulating U.S. coinage. The reverse shows the Apollo 11 Eagle landing on the moon, a powerful reminder of American achievement. While the design did not change, condition became everything, and this is where value begins to separate ordinary coins from truly desirable ones. When it comes to rarity, the key point collectors focus on is not raw mintage alone, but survival in top condition. Many 1981 D dollars were stored, mishandled, or poorly packaged in mint sets, leading to marks, haze, and surface issues. Clean, sharply struck examples with strong luster are far scarcer than people expect. Coins that look average may be common, but coins that look exceptional quickly move into a different value category. Market value for the 1981 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar depends heavily on condition and eye appeal. Circulated examples generally trade for modest premiums, often just a few dollars above face value. However, uncirculated coins with crisp detail and minimal contact marks can climb much higher. Certified high-grade examples regularly sell for tens, hundreds, or more, depending on grade, demand, and timing. The jump in value from one grade level to the next can be dramatic, which is why collectors pay close attention to quality. What truly drives collector interest is the fact that 1981 marked the end of regular production for this dollar. No circulation strikes were made for general use after this year until the series was briefly revived decades later. That final year status gives the 1981 DA lasting place in typesets and complete Susan B. Anthony dollar collections, keeping demand alive even when market trends shift. It is important to understand that while stories of million-dollar coins capture attention, real value in modern coins comes from verified rarity, condition, and collector demand. The 1981 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar is not valuable simply because it exists, but because truly high-end examples are scarce and difficult to replace. This is what separates hype from genuine numismatic value, and why informed collectors focus on facts rather than promises. Collectors searching through old coin rolls, mint sets, or forgotten storage boxes should pay close attention to surface quality, strike sharpness, and overall preservation. A clean coin with strong original luster can be worth many times more than a worn or damaged example of the same date. Small details matter, and those details can be the difference between a common piece and a standout collectible. Over time, interest in modern U.S. coinage continues to grow, especially for short-lived series like the Susan B. Anthony dollar. As more collectors aim to complete full date and mint collections, competition for the best 1981 D examples increases. That steady demand helps support long-term value and keeps this coin firmly on collector radar. One of the most overlooked aspects of the 1981 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar is how strongly third-party grading can influence its market value. Collectors and investors place far more trust in coins that have been professionally authenticated and graded, especially for modern issues where tiny differences in surface quality matter. A single grade point higher can multiply the value, turning an otherwise average-looking dollar into a highly desirable collectible. This is why many experienced collectors carefully evaluate these coins before submission, knowing that precision and preservation can unlock far greater worth. Another reason this coin continues to attract attention is its role as a teaching example in modern numismatics. It shows how a coin does not need to be centuries old or made of precious metal to become valuable. Instead, limited production circumstances, collector demand, and survival in top condition create scarcity over time. The 1981 D fits this pattern perfectly, making it a favorite among collectors who specialize in overlooked U.S. coinage and final-year issues that were never truly appreciated when first released. As years pass, more 1981 D. Susan B. Anthony dollars are removed from the market and locked away in private collections, gradually reducing available supply. This slow tightening can support stronger prices for premium examples, especially as new collectors enter the hobby seeking complete and high-quality sets. What once seemed like an unpopular coin has evolved into a quiet sleeper, proving that value in coin collecting often reveals itself long after the minting presses stop. The 1981 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar is a perfect reminder that some of the most interesting and potentially rewarding coins are hiding in plain sight. It may not look dramatic at first glance, but its history, limited production context, and condition-based rarity give it lasting significance. If you have one tucked away, it is worth taking a closer look, because in the world of coin collecting, knowledge and condition are what turn ordinary dollars into meaningful value. And fourthly, we're exploring the most valuable and expensive United States ultra-rare $1 coin that shocks even seasoned collectors is the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar with the Philadelphia P mint mark, a coin many people dismiss the moment they see its scratched surface, dull gray tone, and tired, abused appearance. This is a United States coin that looks old, damaged, and almost ruined, the kind most people would ignore in a drawer or spend without a second thought. Yet under the right circumstances, this exact coin has the power to trigger intense bidding wars and eye-watering prices. Its value is not born from beauty, but from survival, mystery, and the unsettling truth that what looks worthless can sometimes become one of the most aggressively chased modern dollars in the entire U.S. coin market. To understand how this coin came to exist, you have to step back into the United States of 1979, a year defined by economic pressure, inflation anxiety, and a government desperate to modernize everyday money. The country was dealing with rising metal costs, fuel shortages, and public frustration with heavy circulating coins that no longer made sense in a fast-changing economy. The Susan B. Anthony dollar was introduced as a bold experiment, a small-sized dollar meant to replace paper bills and honor one of the most important figures in American civil rights history. It entered circulation at a moment of uncertainty, and from the very beginning it struggled to gain public acceptance, setting the stage for a short, controversial, and misunderstood life. The Philadelphia Mint was tasked with producing a massive number of these dollars in 1979, striking them without a traditional mint mark location that collectors were used to seeing. Instead, the small p mint mark was tucked near the date, subtle and easily overlooked. Tens of millions were produced, leading many to assume the coin could never be rare or valuable. Yet high mintage numbers often hide a deeper truth, because what matters decades later is not how many were struck, but how many survived in unusual states, how many tell a dramatic story, and how many escaped melting, hoarding, or destruction in a form that captures collector imagination. This particular 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar shows its age without apology. The surface is scarred with deep scratches that cut across Liberty's portrait. The fields are dull and uneven, and patches of discoloration hint at years spent in harsh environments or careless handling. The edges may show nicks and flattening, and the once sharp details of the date and lettering appear softened, almost wounded by time. Instead of reducing the coin's importance, this damage becomes a visual record of survival, a physical diary of decades in circulation, abuse, and neglect that very few examples can honestly claim. Modern collectors are no longer driven solely by perfection. There is a growing niche of buyers who actively hunt for coins that look extreme, ugly, or unsettling because these pieces feel real and untamed. A heavily damaged Susan B. Anthony dollar becomes a conversation piece, something that sparks emotion and curiosity the moment it is displayed. Collectors value the narrative, the idea that this coin lived a hard life while millions of others vanished quietly. The uglier and more dramatic the appearance, the stronger the emotional response. An emotional response is often what drives the most aggressive bidding. When examining coins like this, experts often look for unusual traits that go beyond normal wear. Dye deterioration can create distorted lettering, planchet flaws can leave uneven metal flow, and environmental exposure can permanently alter the surface chemistry of the coin. In some cases, a coin may show evidence of being struck on an improperly prepared blank or suffering from metal stress that worsened over time. These characteristics blur the line between damage and mint anomaly, transforming a common dollar into a unique artifact that cannot be replicated or replaced. The auction market has proven again and again that traditional price guides do not control emotionally charged coins. Social media exposure, viral posts, and specialty auctions dedicated to extreme or unusual pieces have rewritten the rules. When a coin like a battered 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar is presented with a compelling story, professional photography, and expert commentary, bidders stop seeing damage and start seeing opportunity. Competitive collectors push prices higher, not because the coin is perfect, but because it is singular and unforgettable. In the most extreme scenarios, a coin of this type can reach astonishing levels. A heavily damaged but visually spectacular 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar with documented anomalies, dramatic surface transformation, and strong provenance could theoretically climb into six-figure territory at auction. This outcome is not typical and not guaranteed, but history has shown that unique modern coins with intense visual character can shatter expectations when the right collectors collide in the same room, driven by rarity that cannot be measured by numbers alone. This coin also represents a moment when the United States Mint was pushing forward despite public resistance, flooding circulation channels with a dollar that few people wanted to use. As a result, many 1979 Philadelphia Susan B. Anthony dollars were mishandled almost immediately, tossed into vending machines, cash drawers, and transit systems where they suffered rapid and aggressive wear. The scratched and battered condition seen on some survivors today reflects this chaotic circulation life, making heavily worn examples far more historically honest than pristine ones that sat untouched in government storage. For collectors who value authenticity over polish, this kind of wear transforms the coin into physical evidence of a national experiment that never quite succeeded. Another factor that intensifies demand for these damaged examples is how few truly dramatic survivors exist. While millions were struck, most worn coins were later melted, lost, or quietly removed from circulation, leaving behind a surprisingly small population of pieces with extreme visual character. A deeply scratched 1979 piece Susan B. Anthony dollar with dark toning, surface disruption, or partially obscured details becomes a one-of-a-kind object, impossible to duplicate even if another coin began with the same date and mint mark. This perceived survival rarity creates a psychological scarcity that drives collectors to act quickly and aggressively when such a coin appears on the market. Ultimately, coins like this challenge everything people think they know about value. A damaged Susan B. Anthony dollar forces collectors to confront the idea that worth is not defined by condition alone, but by story, endurance, and emotional impact. Each gouge, stain, and flattened detail becomes part of a narrative that cannot be recreated, only preserved. The story of this coin ultimately reminds us that coin collecting is not about shine or perfection. It is about history that refuses to disappear, about metal that endured when it should not have, and about the unpredictable forces that decide value long after a coin leaves the mint. The 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar with the Philadelphia P mint mark stands as a survivor of a failed experiment, a misunderstood era, and a harsh journey through circulation. And for anyone watching, it serves as a powerful reminder to look closely at every old, scratched, forgotten coin, because sometimes the most damaged pieces carry the most shocking potential. And at the end, we're talking about the most valuable and rare, the 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollar with the Denver D mint mark, is a fascinating and highly sought-after piece within the niche of modern numismatics, captivating enthusiasts who understand the profound narrative embedded within this often overlooked series. Its appeal extends beyond its face value, representing a pivotal and somewhat controversial chapter in United States coinage history. While the series at large is plentiful, specific conditions and understandings transform this particular issue into a prized treasure for specialized collectors. The current market demand for this coin in its highest attainable grades is a testament to the enduring pursuit of quality and rarity, even within a series initially met with public apathy. Collectors are drawn to the 1980 D not merely as a metallic disc, but as a tangible artifact of a bold monetary experiment, making it a compelling centerpiece for those focused on late 20th century coinage or themes of social progress. The historical context of the Susan B. Anthony dollar series is intrinsically tied to a national effort to popularize a $1 coin, thereby saving the government money on printing and replacing worn paper dollars. Authorized in 1978 and minted for circulation from 1979 to 1981, the coin was a direct response to the needs of the vending machine industry and federal transit systems. The 1980 D, struck at the Denver Mint, was produced in the second year of the series, a time when public rejection of the coin was becoming increasingly evident due to its similarity in size and color to the quarter. By commemorating Susan B. Anthony, a pivotal leader in the women's suffrage movement, the coin serves as the first U.S. circulating coin to honor an actual historical woman, minted just 60 years after the ratification of the 19th Amendment. This positions the 1980 D as a tangible connection to a specific moment of societal transition and technological ambition in American history. The unique features of the Susan B. Anthony dollar are a study in modernist numismatic design, which contributed to both its distinction and its downfall. The obverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, features a bold right-facing portrait of Anthony, capturing her resolute profile with meticulous detail in her hair and the high collar of her dress, encircled by the inscriptions Liberty and the year. The reverse presents a striking adaptation of the Eisenhower dollar's eagle landing on the moon, symbolizing both American achievement and a forward-looking spirit. The coin's physical attributes, its copper-nickel-clad composition, 26.5 mm diameter, and reeded edge, were intended to set it apart, but ultimately led to confusion. For the 1980 D, the D mint mark is situated to the left of Anthony's portrait, a small but critical detail for variety attribution. In pristine condition, the coin's visual appeal lies in its sharp, almost medallic relief and its distinctive 11-sided inner border, a design element meant to aid the visually impaired. When discussing the rarity and condition of the 1980 D Susan B. Anthony dollar, one must draw a critical distinction between generic circulated examples and those preserved in exceptional states. With a mintage of 41,628,708, the coin is abundantly common in worn grades, often found in heavily circulated or, as specified, very dirty condition. However, its rarity is dramatically redefined when seeking examples in superlative mint state grades, particularly MS 67 and above, or the pinnacle of proof, 70 for the proof version struck at San Francisco. The vast majority of coins entered commerce and were subjected to wear, bag marks, and environmental damage, making truly pristine, lustrous examples with full strikes genuinely scarce. The very dirty condition mentioned signifies a coin that has seen extensive circulation and environmental exposure, which places it firmly in the common, low-value category and underscores the monumental challenge and premium associated with locating a flawless specimen. The market value for a typical 1980 D Susan B. Anthony dollar in very dirty, heavily circulated condition is minimal, often trading for just $1 to $2 over its face value as a curiosity or filler coin for a basic album. The true financial worth and collector excitement reside exclusively in the highest graded examples. A 1980 D in certified gem MS 67 condition can command prices in the range of $1,000 to $3,000, while population-dependent premiums push the value for the rarer MS 68 examples into the $800 to $1,500 range. Exceptional top-pop specimens that grade MS 69, representing the absolute peak of preservation for this issue, have been known to realize auction prices approaching or exceeding $8,000, as they represent a minuscule fraction of the original mintage. This staggering disparity in value, from a few dollars to several thousand, is driven entirely by the principles of condition rarity and the intense competition among series specialists to own the finest known examples. For collectors pursuing this coin, the advice is unequivocal: prioritize grade and certification. Given the abundance of low-quality pieces, acquiring a 1980 D Anthony dollar in anything less than mint state is generally only for completing a type set on a budget. Serious collectors should focus on specimens graded by leading services like PieceGS or NGC, which authenticate the coin and guarantee its condition. Inspecting certified coins for a full strike, particularly on the details of Anthony's hair and the eagle's feathers, and for pristine, original luster is paramount. Purchases should be made through reputable coin dealers, established auction houses, or at major numismatic conventions where the coin can be thoroughly evaluated or its certification verified. Engaging with the specialized community of Anthony dollar collectors is also invaluable, as they possess deep knowledge of subtle variety distinctions and market trends for this specific series. Proper stewardship is crucial once a high-grade example is acquired. The coin must be stored in an inert, archival-quality holder to protect it from environmental pollutants, humidity, and physical abrasion. Handling should be avoided. If necessary, it should be done while holding the coin by its edges over a soft surface. Maintaining a stable environment away from direct sunlight or temperature fluctuations will preserve its surface quality and underlying luster for future generations. For the vastly more common, very dirty, circulated example, conservation or cleaning is strongly discouraged, as any attempt will further damage the surfaces and diminish any remaining numismatic value, relegating it to purely educational or placeholder status. While the 1980 D Susan B. Anthony dollar in very dirty condition holds minimal monetary value, its very state of wear and grime serves as a profound historical document, speaking volumes about its brief and unsuccessful life in active commerce. This heavily circulated piece, with its muted details and soiled surfaces, physically embodies the public's outright rejection of the coin, having been pocketed, spent, and discarded repeatedly during the early 1980s until its eventual withdrawal. For the discerning numismatist, such a well-worn example offers a tangible, visceral connection to that period of monetary trial, contrasting starkly with the pristine, never-touched specimens that command high premiums. The 1980 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar embodies a compelling blend of ambitious history, distinctive but flawed artistry, and a stark lesson in condition-based rarity. It stands as a prized collectible not for its widespread availability, but for the extreme challenge of finding it in a state of pristine perfection. As a strong investment within its niche, top-tier examples have demonstrated consistent appreciation, reflecting the ongoing desire to own the best of a series that marks a unique turning point in American currency. For the numismatist, pursuing a high-grade 1980 D is a rewarding endeavor, offering a tangible piece of a bold but unpopular monetary experiment that forever linked the image of a social reform icon with the pocket change of a nation. Its lasting value and appeal are secured by its historical significance and the relentless pursuit of perfection that defines the heart of coin collecting.